Hi everyone, it's Brian here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing great. So in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you two websites that I've been using for a number of weeks now to help me get some fantastic patterns that I can use in my print-on-demand business and offer more amazing selections to my clients. Best yet, both of these websites are free to use and the potential both provide is huge. So I'm going to show you how to use these websites and quickly take you through the uploading and creation process, and then I'm going to upload one of the patterns I create onto TeePublic so that you can see the potential that these patterns can have for you. So if you like the idea of increasing the money-making potential of your online business, smash that like button in appreciation and let's head over to my computer to get started. Let's go. Okay, so welcome to my computer screen, and as you can see here, we are on the home page of the first website that we're going to be tackling today. And the name of this website is wowpatterns.com. Don't worry about writing it down. I'm going to leave the link in the description box down below so that you'll be able to click on it from there. Again, as I repeated earlier in the intro, both of these websites are absolutely free to use. So there's no limitations into how much you can download and what you can do with these programs or rather these websites. The potential is huge. So let's just take a quick look at the homepage for Wow Patterns. Very quickly, we can see that we've got free patterns, wallpapers, pattern maker, and color editors. So these are the four important tools of this particular website. And if we scroll down, we can already see a nice header of some of the patterns that have already been created, how they look on various products like pillows and, backpacks and whatnot. So the potential is really, really great. Now, this website shows some of the popular pattern categories that you could actually download and utilize. You do have to give attribution when you are using the patterns that have been generated on the website. But we're not here for that. We are here to create our own unique patterns so that we don't have to worry about, giving attribution or any kind of commercial or, copyrighted material or whatnot. Any of those issues. We don't want that. We want to create some unique patterns that are going to be based on our creations, on our imagination, and really go to town in giving our clients some amazing things to be able, to look at, to browse through, and obviously to purchase. So what we want to do is we want to go onto Pattern Maker in here. And when we click on it, we're going to be taken to the page where, your pattern, your rights, a simple web app to create a pattern of your choice in minutes. The best part is you own what you make, okay? So we're reiterating here that what you create is unique to you. You own the copyright for it. So in order to get this app going, all you need to do is click on Launch the App. A new window will open and you're basically brought to the workshop area where a default image is already going to be up on the screen, as you can see now. Now, you don't need to worry about the fact that this default image has come up because you're going to be able to upload your own images and you're going to be able to go to town creating some amazing patterns. But let's become accustomed to the tools on this website so we know what we're going to be doing. So as you can see here, we're in the design section of this particular website, and we've got three sizes here in terms of the squares, the area that's covered on the default image. And we know that we're on the middle size because we've got obviously the middle icon in black while the two on either side are in gray, and we can see just how much of the image is being covered by this particular size that we have chosen. If we want to dig deeper, if we want to refine and go a bit smaller, we can just click on the smaller one, and as you can see, the default pattern has already changed. Or we can go for the largest one, which is effectively a little bit more than half. And again, you can see that the default image has already produced a really amazing pattern that if you wanted to, you could just basically download and utilize. Now, we also have this option here for use circle shape. Now, if we just click on it, it's just going to add another layer on top of the design, which again is going to create another degree of uniqueness for you to be able to download and utilize. But if you don't like that effect, you can just toggle it off by just turning off the check mark. Now we can upload our image, and we're going to do that momentarily. But before we want to do that, we've got some more tools here that we want to be aware of. So we've got this tiling section, which right now by default has been set to simple. Okay, so it's just going to create a simple pattern based on the area of an image that you are actually focusing on. But if we click on the drop down arrow here, we can see that we've got a ton of different options here that we could select, and each one of these categories is going to have a different effect on the pattern that is generated from the image that you are using, or rather that you're going to be uploading. So for the moment, let's just leave it on simple. And then here we've got the rotation, which by default is set to 45 degrees. But again, if you don't like that, you can actually toggle it and change it and move it around. And again, this is also giving you another degree of creativity in order to come up with even more unique patterns that you can use for your print-on-demand business, to use on a website as a background, effectively for whatever your creativity, whatever your imagination is hoping to achieve by utilizing a website like this. So let's bring it back down to 45. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to upload an image. So we're going to click on upload here, and we'll go into our folder where we can actually select any of the images that we want to queue up for obviously processing. Now I'm not going to go ahead and upload them because I've already uploaded some. And in order to see the sampled images where you've uploaded, you just click on sampled images here. And as you can see here, I've got a number of images already uploaded. Now, what you need to be aware of is that when utilizing this website, you can upload a maximum of 10 images at a time. Once you've reached that threshold, in order to continue uploading, you have to delete one of the previously uploaded designs. So I'm going to be using this first one over here. So this is an image I created on Midjourney a few weeks ago for a personal project that I was working on, and I thought, let me see how this image would, work on this particular platform. And as you can see, we've got a really nice pattern here already up on the screen. But let's put some of the tools to use in this particular platform just to see what we're going to get, what kind of effects we're going to get. So we're just going to click on the drop down menu here, and let's choose curves just to see what we're going to get. Okay, and as you see, we've got more of a circular overlap too as well. If I want to, I can just rotate too as well. If I choose the smaller tool, okay, we already have a different effect that has appeared on the screen. Now, the great thing about this pattern maker is that if you click on the square, the area that you are focusing on in this thumbnail above here that you can see just above me, all right, and you start moving it, well, effectively the pattern is going to be changing. Now look at that. Look how many different patterns I could potentially generate just by moving, that square 1 pixel at a time. And the same holds true if I just increase the size of the area that I'm, focusing on. And if I go even larger, all right, and that's just with the curves tiling section toggled, okay? So if I just go in and I choose, I don't know, let's try zigzag and see where we come up. Now, that's more of a checkerboard. Let's just try and make it smaller here and see what kind of effect we have. So you can see here we have sort of like this checkerboard effect, which could potentially be rather interesting for, wallpaper. Or maybe even wrapping paper, okay? I think more wrapping paper than wallpaper. So that's just with that particular design. Okay, so what if you wanted to upload an image? What do you have to do? Well, basically you just want to click on the upload image button over here. You're going to navigate to the folder where your image is stored. And let's just use this flower pattern here that, again, I created on Midjourney a number of weeks ago for another project. We're going to click on open. You just wait for it to upload. And once it's uploaded, you're going to click on submit. And you're going to see the image appear in the thumbnail, and basically we're already going to start seeing a pattern appear on the screen here. So if we want to move this thing around, and we've got this really nice floral design which is appearing, and again, as I move across the image, I'm getting some really amazing patterns that I can utilize. So that's basically how to go about using wow patterns. You could actually create patterns until you're blue in the face and there would still be more room for you to be able to create. Now, if you like something, if you're happy with a pattern, all you need to do is click on export over here. By default, it's 150 pixels by 150 pixels. You can take it up to 500. All right, so we're going to take it up to 500. All right, leave the unit to pixels, make sure that the type is set to PNG, and then all you need to do is just click on download. Now that's if you want to download just the tile. If you want to download the entire surface, which effectively is all that you saw on the screen behind me as we were working on it, you want to toggle on surface. We're going to take it up to 500 as well. And then you're going to download it. So now we're getting the full surface area. Now don't worry the fact that it doesn't look exactly like what we've seen on the screen. What we're going to do next is we're going to take this particular design and we're going to upscale it in order to prepare it for our uploads onto print-on-demand platforms like TeePublic. But before we do that, I want to show you the second website, which I think is also going to blow your mind away too as well. Super simple to use, but it also provides another avenue of creativity to help you take your print-on-demand business to the next level. So let's head over there now. Okay, so the next pattern website that I want to share with you is a website called patternico.com. So it's patternico.com. And we are on the homepage here. And as you can see here, by default, we've got a background color of this mustard yellow. And we've got a number of icons, which is providing the pattern. Now, what you have to understand about this particular website is that the area here within this square, as you can see, the icons are really bright and white. This is the area, this is the workshop area where you're going to be creating and doing your work. Everything else, which is sort of subdued in color in terms of the brightness of the white, that's effectively showing you what the pattern is going to look like and the intensity on the completed pattern when you go ahead and download it. Now, what is pretty amazing about this particular website is that you've got 456 fonts that you can utilize, okay? And these fonts are not necessarily only in letters, but they are also in icons here. As you can see, we're just scrolling through them. You also have an assortment of line icons, which you can go ahead and select and utilize in any kind of pattern, all right? And in order to actually modify these patterns, each one is editable on its own. So as you can see here, I've just clicked on this bullhorn over here. We've got this X here, which I can delete the icon. And when I delete the one inside this square, all of the other bullhorn icons in this pattern are going to disappear. And then we can actually duplicate the icon if we want more than one. We can rotate it, we can change its color, and obviously we can resize it, as you see, just by obviously clicking on this arrow button here and moving the mouse accordingly as you stay holding the left mouse button. Now, if you want to get rid of all of them, unfortunately you have to click and toggle each one manually. So that is a bit cumbersome. But again, if you don't have much to do on a Sunday afternoon, you can just sit down in front of your computer and just play around with it and delete it. But this is not really the reason why I wanted to show you this particular website. The tool that we're going to be utilizing on this website is the custom images tool, which is found at the bottom here. So if I click on the plus icon here, all I need to do is click on this plus here in this green square, and it's going to allow me to upload an image. So I'm going to click on the plus image. Now, some time ago, I created a video about creating stickers with Midjourney, and I thought to myself, I wonder how some of those stickers would look like on this particular website. So we've got the kangaroo one here. I'm just going to click on that, and I'm going to click on open. All right, now, it's not really flattering at the moment. So what I want to do is I want to click on it, grab it, and I want to drag it down and just basically get most of the head, try to eyeball it in terms of getting it nice and centered within that square. And then when I let it go, the magic has happened. As you can see here, it has created a repeat pattern of the sticker image of the section that I want this particular pattern to be focused on. And when I was playing around with this website prior to creating this particular video, I thought to myself, wow, this could really be amazing to see something like this wrapped around a coffee mug, on a pillowcase, or any of these other all over prints that, you know, any of these print-on-demand platforms that you are using can actually provide. So I thought to myself, yes, this is definitely something that I would want to actually delve deeper into. And I brought some other stickers that I had created of a Tasmanian devil, of a dolphin. Let's just take a look at one of them. So we're just going to click on the plus here. Let's just choose the Tasmanian devil. We're going to obviously center it as best we can. And again, this is where your creativity and your imagination comes into play. When you're happy with it, let it go. And as you can see here, the website has repeated the pattern. Now, what we've got here is we've got this yellow, which is obviously the background color. It worked really well with the kangaroo, but with the Tasmanian devil, not so much. So in order to change the background color, I'm just going to click on it so that obviously we get the color picker brought up over here. And what we can do is we can just try, let's just hover over here and choose, you know, a blackish brown, something close to the color scheme that is found in the Tasmanian devil. Okay, I think that works pretty well. So we're going to click on save the color. We're going to click outside of it. And now that yellow, which was found in these ribbons over here, it has been subdued. We now have this black, which has taken over the yellow. And it looks really, really great. So what I want to do now is I just want to click on the download button, which is just above me over here. We're going to click on download. And obviously, it's going to download as a PNG, which is very important. Now, you've got three options here. You can either copy the URL and then obviously open it in a new web browser and then click the Save to Image. or you can just click on download background and it's going to download it at 1980 pixels. But if you just want to download the tile, you can do so by clicking over here. We want to download the entire background. So we're just going to click on download the background here, and we're going to wait for it to download. I've already done that, so we're just going to move on to the next segment of this video, is the actual upscaling process. And the website that I enjoy using is the one from PixelCut. The address of the website is create.pixelcut.ai/upscaler. Again, I'll have the link in the description box below. And basically all you want to do is you want to drag your file over here, or you can click on the upload a photo and navigate to the folder where you have your images saved. I have them just off camera here. So let's bring the kangaroo one. So I'm going to click, we're going to drag it into it. We'll wait for it to process. Now, you can upscale your images either by 2x or 4x. You have to play around with the upscaler depending on what image you are using, because, obviously depending on the complexity of the image, you don't want your file size to be too large, because I believe TeePublic, the maximum size of a file is 20 megabytes. I tried this with another image some time ago. It ended up being about 25 megabytes after I upscaled it 4x, and obviously I couldn't use it in TeePublic. So I had to go back into PixelCut and upscale it 2x, and then I took that downloaded file and upscaled it yet again another 2x times. You might say, well, that's 4x. But funnily enough, when I did it 2 times in this manner, the file size still ended up being smaller than 20 megabytes, and I was able to utilize it accordingly. So let's just hit 4x over here. And basically what's going to happen is PixelCut is going to process it, and after a few moments you'll see the image appearing back on screen. So after it's processed the image, you've got a button here called Download HD. You're going to click on it. It's going to download to your computer, and then you can go ahead and use it for your print-on-demand shops, whichever one that you are going to utilize. It's as simple as that. I mean, it didn't take more than a minute or two to actually get the whole upscaling process done. So now let's head on over to TeePublic. Okay, so here we are in TeePublic, and as you can see here, we've got this area where we can actually either drag and drop the file that we want to use, or we can click to upload, navigate to the folder, and obviously, upload the image that we want to use accordingly in that manner. I've got the image just off camera over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be clicking and dragging the Tasmanian devil pattern, which was roughly about 8.6 megabytes in size, so well under the 20 megabyte limit that TeePublic obviously has for the website. Now we're just going to wait for it to upload and process. As you can see, it really doesn't take that long because the file isn't that big. So the thing about TeePublic that you have to keep in mind is that not every product that they have on offer offers the all-over print option. And obviously, for those of you who know, the t-shirts are not all-over prints. As you can see here, when I have the design uploaded, the design falls in the top portion of the printable rectangle here that we can see on the mock-up here. So obviously, this is not something that we want to make sure that we activate before we actually publish the design. But if we scroll down past all of the color section and whatnot, we can see that we've got the other products. Now we've got stickers, which may or may work. I mean, again, it's debatable. It depends on whether or not you want to use it. For me personally, for a pattern like this, at least for this particular pattern, I would not utilize this. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to turn off the t-shirt. Let's just click on the cases over here. All right, and as you can see here, we are in the workshop area. Now, the pocket, if I just click on the scale button here and increase it, we can see that this is going to work brilliantly for this particular product. Let's just center it vertically and horizontally, and we've got a really nice pattern for maybe, for anybody who loves Tasmanian devils to get this kind of repeat pattern on a pencil case. Now, with respect to phone cases, it's going to be a bit hit and miss. When I brought it up to 300 and centered it, as you can see, we still have some of this white area of the phone case showing. For TeePublic, there is a bit of a workaround. We can actually click on this button here and actually rotate it, and then just basically resize so that it will fit nicely vertically. And what we'll do is we'll center it, maybe grab it a little bit ourselves here and just bring it over there and just play around with it in order to see if it's going to work well. All right, the thing about TeePublic is that both the pocket and the phone cases go in tandem. So if you turn it on, you're going to see both of them. If you turn it off, you're going to lose both of them, even if the pocket case looks great. So it is something that you're going to have to decide whether or not you want to provide the phone case in the way that it is like now, maybe center it a little bit more, play around with it. More often than not, they will look good too as well. But the pocket case looks really great, so we're going to leave that there. Now, in terms of the mugs, this is where the magic actually happens too as well. I really love the way these patterns appear on the mugs. I'm just going to increase the scale, okay? And I'm just going to center it to make sure it looks really nice. And as you can see from the mock-up, it really looks impressive. I really like it. I don't know if you agree with me. Let me know in the comments below. I think for people who enjoy these particular types of characters would really get a kick out of having, you know, this image in a pattern format wrapped around the mug. The same can hold true for the travel mug. We're just going to increase the size, always center vertically and horizontally to make sure you get the best layout possible. And you've got those two ready, okay? Wall art could look well too as well. I mean, it's debatable. It's basically up to you. In terms of notebooks is very similar to the phone cases. It doesn't always work. So in this particular case, it's not going to work for notebooks. I'm going to turn that off. Pillows works brilliantly, so just going to click on the scale and we're going to drag it up and increase the size. Again, centering it accordingly. Tote bags work really well too as well. As you can see here, it really doesn't take long to do. And the fact that you are turning off certain products is going to speed up the process. Make sure that you're only presenting those items where your products are going to look really, really great. So again, centering, and you can move accordingly. And the last one, masks. People are still buying them, so we can just offer that too as well. Hey, you know, you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. We'll center that, and obviously then we can just click on I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions and publish accordingly. So as you can see, the potential for your print-on-demand business, whether you use the first or the second or both of these pattern maker websites, is absolutely huge. You could spend an afternoon churning out some amazing patterns based on whatever image you want to upload to either of them, and then simply save them, upscale them, and then upload it to your print-on-demand platform, whether it's TeePublic or Zazzle or Spreadshirt or even Amazon for that matter. The sky's the limit in terms of the creativity, where you want to go, how far you want to take it, and basically how many amazing designs you want to obviously provide to your customer base so that you can increase the potential for your business to making more sales and obviously making more money in the process too as well. So I certainly hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, do me a favor, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel or haven't as yet subscribed to it, please smash that subscribe button now and turn on the bell notification icon so that you won't miss out any of the future episodes that I've got planned for you to help take your print-on-demand business to the next level. But for today, that's all I've got. And as always, be safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now. Hey, thanks again for watching this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to do so. If you are interested in taking your print-on-demand business to the next level and learning how to generate more sales, please consider clicking on one of the 2 video thumbnails that have appeared on your screen now. I'll see you there. Thanks again.